should go do 10 years in jail and die. That's what, according to Amber Rose, that's what she wishes. Well, anyway, guys, welcome back to my opinion. Today's topic is Bill Cosby going to jail for 3 to 10 years for alleged rape, assault allegations. Well, if you guys are familiar with Amber Rose, her opinion is Bill Cosby needs to go serve his time in prison, 10 years, and once he gets out, the day he gets out, he should die, and that's how she thinks he should spend his life. Now, if you guys don't know who Amber Rose is, and the ones that do know who Amber Rose is, let me jog your memory. Amber Rose is this stripper who dated Kanye West, who went on to leave Kanye West and got with rapper Wiz Khalifa. They got married, she had a couple of kids by Wiz Khalifa, they broke up, got a divorce, and she started dating 21 Savage. Amber Rose also is the girl who, I don't think she coined the slut walk, but she became a part of it, but she's one of the biggest people in the movement, but I think it's hers, don't quote me on that. Also, she's Blac Chyna's spiritual advisor. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't know if she's Blac Chyna's spiritual advisor, but actually Blac Chyna and Amber Rose kind of hung out a whole lot. Blac Chyna started dating one of the Kardashians, and I think Amber Rose had a little something to do with it. Who knows? But anyway, she took a lot of good advice from Amber Rose, because look at her now. She has a baby by Robbie Kardashian, and she had her own TV show, so she followed in the footsteps of Amber Rose, who used her body, her sex to get what she wants, and I think Blac Chyna did the same thing. But anyway, this video is not about them, it's actually about Bill Cosby. So Bill Cosby, I want to do this show because I had a lot of people that asked me what was my opinion on Bill Cosby. And when I first thought about this, I said, no, I got a lot of opinions on that. You know, I have a real strong opinion. So time went on, my opinion changed slightly. Some more time went on, my opinion changed slightly back to this way, then back to that way. And the reason why is because I read the deposition. And I had a lot of people that's calling me and telling me, well, I think Bill Cosby, he did it, he needs to pay, and I don't have no feelings for a sexual predator like that, and I hope he dies. So there was a lot of people that I know personally that felt that way. And I asked them, did you read the deposition? They said no, they didn't read it. I said, well, then how do you give an opinion and you haven't even read it? Well, I don't know. What did it say? I mean, who cares what I say it says? But if you have such a strong opinion and you want to stick this man in jail for the rest of his life, which it is, and you hope he dies, then I think you should go on and read what the record says. I mean, guys, look, this is all I'm going to say. I got a ton of things to say because I'm all over the board with it, because I have a daughter, I have a lot of family members that I care about, that are women. You know, and I don't want women to feel like we don't give a damn about them and we don't care that men sexually harass them, and that happens quite often. But I also think that men are wrongfully accused of some of that stuff too, and a lot of people jump the gun. And I think that a lot of women who have been sexually molested, abused, and taken advantage of, when they hear that another woman is going through the same thing, they're quick to jump up, they're quick to ready to fight, and they're quick to say, hey, I think he should pay. Well, you can't make this man pay for what some other guy did to you. Read the deposition. Bill Cosby never said he raped anybody. He said that he gave drugs, that they went and had drugs together, and he was hope that, you know, that it would lead to something maybe. You know, the same thing that if a guy goes in a bar and buys a woman a drink, yeah, alcohol is a drug. I'll say it again for the people in the back. Alcohol is a drug. It is. Alcohol is a drug. So if a guy has bought a girl a drink with the intentions of loosening her up, taking her home and getting some, it's all in the same thing. If Wiz Khalifa, who smokes weed on the regular, gave Amber Rose a joint, or gave Amber Rose a drink, or in those strip clubs and some guy bought her a drink, and it's still the same thing, period. I don't care how you count it, it is the same thing. So even if you have been, if you have been sexually molested, you can't just say, well, it happened to me, and it's, yeah, that guy might have raped you. He might have, and shame on him. He needs to go to jail for what he did to you. not because of what this man has been accused of. I'm not taking up for Bill Cosby. If he did it, he did it. He should go to jail. But if you're not even going to take the time out to read what the deposition was and what he said that he did, then don't have an opinion that's so strong to say this man should die and go to jail for the rest of his life. What if somebody did it to you? Have you ever gave your man a drink? Have you ever went out and bought your man a beer? And you thought to yourself, hey, I'm going to have some wine tonight. My man is coming over or he's coming home from work. I have his favorite beer here. We'll drink. We'll smoke together. And yeah, it's your husband, but it's still the fact of, or let's say it's not your husband. Anywhere it goes, giving someone something with the intent of getting something else out of it falls under the same category. Am I taking a Bill Cosby? Hell no. A lot of people are hurt from Bill Cosby because he crapped on a lot of black people over the years. He talked trash about a lot of black people, made them feel insignificant. He belittled a lot of people. So a lot of people are letting those feelings come out, and this is their time to kick him. Where they say it's true that if an elephant is down, a grasshopper will kick him. That means anybody falls down on hard luck, people that have been wanting to get at you are going to get at you at that particular time they see you down. It's going to happen. So this is their way of getting at Bill Cosby, other than the fact of saying that he was proven a sexual predator. I'm saying if you feel in your heart that he's a sexual predator, have at it. Condemn the man. But don't do it in just the popular public opinion. Because what we do all the time is if we don't like somebody, we're quick to send them down the damn road. We all do it. And Amber Rose has done it. She probably didn't even read the deposition. She probably didn't even read it. She's just going out on what she thinks. Oh, he needs to go do 10 years in this. Okay, well, what about Wiz Khalifa? You don't think Wiz, your baby's dad, done gave a girl a blunt and hope he didn't get any? You know, and I'm not throwing Wiz under the bus, but I'm saying, come on, people, man. Be real with this. Stop looking at stuff and saying, this person did that, so let's throw him under the bus. And let's use our adult minds and say, okay, what's the evidence? The evidence is he gave this girl some drugs. And that's what, forget what Bill Cosby says. The lady in question, she said that Bill Cosby handed her some pills and said, these will make you feel better. So she took those pills. She said this, not Bill. She said that. Bill gave it to her, and she took them. She didn't say he raped her. She said he gave her those pills. So he was not charged with rape. He wasn't. He never admitted to being a rapist. He never admitted to that. Never did. But if you feel he did it, I get it. Do I feel he did it? I don't think so, because she didn't say he raped. Beverly Johnson lied, said, well, he gave me a pill. I felt all woozy, and I got in the cab and went home. Okay, so what are you talking about? He willfully gave you some pills and you willfully took them. He didn't slip them in your drink. He didn't put it in your food. He said, here. And then he helped you get in the cab. But you steady trying to destroy him? I'm just saying those two cases. Those other women, I don't know. I don't know their cases. The time ran out. They should have, I think that if a man does it, if you have the strength and you can do it, please tell on that man. Please go out and make sure he's not doing it to other women. But if you wait 30 years, there's a whole history of 30 years worth. I mean, I'm not telling those women, I'm not saying those women are lying. I'm not saying Bill is telling the truth. I don't know. But I'm not going to throw him under the bus and say he needs to go spend the rest of his life in jail off that little bit of evidence that I saw on that. Now, if you want to present some more evidence, I'm all for it, because I don't believe that a man should take anything from a woman. Someone, I think her name, Zaza Ali is her name. I saw her post, and she was saying that if her son gave a girl a Spanish fly or did something to her son, that she wouldn't have to worry about him going to jail. She'd put him in the ground. And I get where she's coming from. And I watched her whole video. I went all the way through her video, and I thought she was just going to be bashing Bill, but she had a lot of good points, and she brought up one of the points that he was on Larry King, and he was talking about how he was putting Spanish flies in girls' drink, and I think Larry King on the show, they were all talking about it, joking about it, and that kind of stuff. Because back in the day, it used to be I'm going to say it was kind of funny, because you heard a lot of people talk about it. You heard songs about it, about giving girls Spanish flies and then loosen them up. It'll get them hot. It'll get them horny. You know, back in Studio 54, you know, they would put cocaine on the tables. They were snorting cocaine back you had Woodstock, and they was sharing drugs, and they was having sex. So back in those days, the times were different then than it is now. I'm not saying that it was right, but I'm saying you got to think about the times. It's just like saying, as far as saying about slavery. You know, a lot of those people did a lot of stuff. It wasn't just the lady that told that Emmett Till whistled at her, which was, if he did whistle at her, it was wrong to kill a man for whistling. So even though she admitted to lying, you're not going back and getting her. But let's stay on the subject. The subject is about Bill Cosby and about, did he do this? Me, my opinion, I don't feel that he raped those women. I didn't see proof that he raped those women. As far as him admitting to giving women Spanish flies, a lot of people back in those days, a lot of songs and a lot of things were going on in those days where people were giving Spanish flies. I don't know what the hell Spanish flies are. I never bought one. I never seen one. I never gave it to a girl. But I do know that that's where the culture was back in the day. Back in the day, they always taking snorts and giving women cocaine, and women was giving guys cocaine and weed and all kind of pills and stuff that they did back in the day. So it was part of the culture back in Studio 54. I'm not giving Bill Cosby a pass for it, but it came from that time era. So anyway, guys, that's my opinion on it. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of slack on it, and it's gonna be an ongoing thing. But I had to address it because there's a lot of people saying, "Hey, what's your opinion on it?" And I've kind of swayed back and forth on this thing. I think it's a messed up situation. I hate it for Camille. She's still by her husband. She was beat down. But I do say that if you're gonna go after one, go after all. I think that all the priests should go. You should go after the priests for the pedophilia. I think that we should take up for the people who can't defend themselves, and that's women and kids on any level. If it's not right, it's not right. I'm not going to take up for anyone, but I do think that if someone's on trial, that forget the court of public opinion, because no matter who you are, you're going to always lose in the court of public opinion. And for the people that are quick to say without all the evidence, what if it happens to you? What if it happens to your kids? Just like Zaza Ali, you said about your son, if he ever got caught doing that. But what if he buys a girl a drink? What if he grows up and he smokes weed, and weed should be legal in all 50 states in the next few years? So what if he buys some weed and he gives that? So would you put him in the ground too? I don't know. I'd like to know your opinion on that. But anyway, maybe it'll get to her. Maybe she'll do a response video. Maybe you don't like what I said. Maybe you'll give me a response, and maybe I'll do a second video on this. But until next time, like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. And let's keep it going. Let's keep this channel growing. And I thank you guys for all the support. So until next time, I'm out.